the Emerald Tablets does talk about where he had left the teachings under the Sphinx, the temple that I'd builded, and where the ship is, and that he will be back to return, and with all the technologies that are there to be used again, hopefully that haven't been abused, because if they are, there'll be consequences. It's kind of the gist of what part of the Emerald Tablets had said. So when I understood that the language of Thoth, and looking through the crystal links, which house all the tablets, that I was able to put together an online document and source and study with scriptures of past, and it started to resonate with me, the Anunnaki, the Sumerians, Atlantis, which is also a connection of my past in Egypt, and which is where all ancient technology is. The frequency of sound, which is hence why I'm a singer. This was then started to register. Then there's something that you've forgotten, and I started making a document and started linking like the spiritual teachings, and they were all based on the universal links to our soul connection, to the spiritual, which forms into the physical. And there's another video of like the sky disc, which is very similar to what I'd seen in my dream. And so I was having these dreams of seeing these ancient technologies, and then finding out that, for example, the sky disc was a map that measured the stars and the moon, and it was used. And that's how I discovered that. So the key was I had to go back in time to remember. And Thoth has certain elements and kind of like instructions to follow. And I thought, well, let me do this one prayer. This is when I realized it was real, because it's easy to read something and assume, and you just got to kind of go down the rabbit hole and choose to open your mind and not be skeptical all the time. The answers will be revealed if you're willing to accept them.
Right.
And so this in 2018, I did this prayer, and the prayer, I haven't got up, but it was along the lines of, surround me with thy light and to remove the darkness within. And that was kind of like the prayer. And you say certain words, and you call out to Kutar, Chital, to the certain teachers of that time. And I did. And I did a circle with crystals in the dark, arms up in the air, and then took the instructions, and then went to bed. And then the next day I went to go for a job interview, got all my stuff on, took my smoothie. And as I picked up my smoothie, this pain just hit my chest, and I put my drink down because it was like a shudder. And I had to stop what I was doing. I thought, what's going on?
Oh boy.
Picked it up again, and it came again. Boof, I'm like, fell to my knees. Now I'm like, holy crap, what's going on? Am I having a heart attack? Am I dying?
That's a strong coffee.
Right, I didn't even have a coffee. Then I just woke up to go to the job interview. So there's me ignoring it now, and then I'm trying to leave the front door, and I'm dealing with this pain, and it's kind of moving. I'm like, this pain's moving. This is weird. What is this?
Oh.
And then the thought came, you did the prayer. What did you remove? What have you unleashed inside of you? There's a stagnant energy that's been released. That's what you've done. Isn't that what you wanted? And this is the prayer. So anyhow, in the end, I went to the station, like trying to go into London Underground, and I'm like on my knees, and people have come around me, and like I've never had any health issues, thankfully. And this was the first time I realized that something was seriously wrong. And I went home. But then I realized throughout the day that I was feeding this thing, it was moving down into like one side of my body, then moving around to the other side. And the last place it left was my chest, my heart. And I remember that I understood that I'd removed something. So the prayer was to remove anything that's stagnant, and it left me eventually. Then the other stuff started coming through. It made room for other things to start happening.
Wow.
That's amazing. That is incredible.
So it's true. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
so
wild.
That was just really like some kind of energetic, cloudy, dark, just mangled up energy that was trying to leave your heart chakra And
Yep.
once it was gone, it just opened your whole world up.
Yep. It did something. It removed it. And that's when I started having the like telepathy coming through, finding like Pantera, which is about being sovereign. Like going into the realm of being sovereignty is also another aspect of really identifying with true self. And then I went back into Egypt. I ended up going through a hole in the wall. And I noticed ornaments, tall pillars that were standing alone from the ceiling, and they were like in like 4 posts. And then somehow, and then I'm in this room, and the tops of the pillars were glowing with a lightish blue. And then I realized life in the room is alive. And I walk up to a wall, and it's like a mirror, and the wall speaks to me. And it seems to be conscious, like liquid,
Wow.
like malleable liquid.
Whoa.
And then it asks me, "Am I Emel?" ? I say yes. The wall seemed to absorb my name, and again, Emel was resonated back at me as if to confirm, and it kind of activated further, like it was waiting for me. And then I turned to face another wall, and that was also the same consciousness that my name flew out, and then it came through me. So I was like, I arrived in Egypt. Like there was something there, from Thoth to remembrance of Egypt. There's something happening here.
Wow.
And then that was something. I looked into what those pillars were.
Right.
Was it? And then I found it could be Osiris's chamber or something.
Wow. Was it the halls of Amenti or, something? We
It could have been the halls of Amenti.